Hey everybody, Jason here with Jason Rear and Kayaking. On today's episode, guys, we're out here in the old yak shack and we're going to organize it a little bit by making a little bit more room, moving some stuff around, and what you're seeing over my shoulder is what we're moving. These are the seats for our Old Town Sportsman 120 paddle, our 120 PDL. I also have below here the other 120 PDL and the RVR 119 by Bonafide. So what we've done is I reached out to Brad. I saw a few weeks ago something online that caught my eye, and a gentleman came up with a 3D printed seat, basically bracket to mount and hold your seat to the wall. Well, of course, Brad being Brad, he had to 2.0 it and bring it to the next level. So what Brad has actually done is he's created a 22 millimeter size that actually will receive a 22 millimeter tube bar for your seats, and then he also did a 1 inch on the opposite end. Those are the two most popular sizes you'll find out there with the different markets. For example, here on the paddle version of the Old Town Sportsman 120 paddle, it is actually a 22 millimeter tubing that makes up the seat here. And then on the RVR 119 by Bonafide and on the Old Town Sportsman PDL, these bars are actually the 1 inch size. So you get this here, mount it to your wall, you're ready to store these things, keep them out of the weather, keep them safe from rats and squirrels and everything else from gnawing and tearing up your seats instead of keeping them outside in the weather. So anyway, we're going to install these tonight. So sit back and let's get into the build. Okay, so here are the seats laid out on the floor. Again, guys, these are the Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL seats the wife and I use for our flatwater fishing kayaks. This is the Old Town Sportsman 120 paddle that my daughter uses. And this is the seat for the Bonafide RVR 119. You'll kind of see over the shoulder here, this is some stuff that we've been gathering up for the next upcoming build series. It's going to be the trailer for the RVR 119. We'll get into that a little later. Now over here on my bench, I've got the materials laid out. Now, this is two 1 by, well, supposed to be a 1 by 3, but they're actually like 1 by 2.5, not even quite 1 inch. You know how that works today with wood. And then we've got 4 sets, 1 for each seat. Okay, guys, so to start with, what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our 1 by 2.5, 1 by 3, whatever you want to call it, you know, standard measurements go out the window these days. We're going to mount this up here at the very top of the door. And once we get that mounted up here, we're going to take our seat holders and we're going to kind of mount them across here so the seats get mounted here on the door itself. Okay, so I went ahead and pre-drilled the holes and installed the screws up to a certain spot here. And then on the door, I've measured down an inch across the top here. So we'll install this here real quick and then we'll move on to install the actual seat holders themselves. Okay, so we got this up here mounted. We'll go ahead and take and we're going to use our Old Town Sportsman to kind of guide us to this first place. And we'll mark that right quick. All right. Now we'll take and just do a little pre-drill. Again, we want the 1 inch size. You can see that, hopefully it'll focus. We want that 1 inch size to sit here and be the one that's up. So we got that first hole pre-drilled. Okay, now I will admit I forgot to get some 1 inch wood screws to mount this mounts to the door itself. You know, shame on me. Oh well. I do have some 1 inch screws laying around. They are stainless. They are machine screws, but we'll see how it does here on the wood. You know, door itself, you know, it's going to have temperature changes. Stainless won't rust, right? So maybe it'll be a little better. Who knows? We'll pre-drill our next hole, and I'm using a 1/8 drill bit. Now, if I was smart, I would have grabbed my other Milwaukee and brought it down here with me, so I got to switch the bits back and forth, but you know, no big deal. Just a couple screws. Now, I will say for the Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL seats, I've already measured out the space I need. It's 19 inches. So that's from outside to outside. So we'll go ahead and mark that. And then we'll go ahead and mount our second mount here and make sure we put the 1 inch side up. Now, are 2 screws needed for this project? Probably not. But my thoughts are, I put 2. These mounts shouldn't try to spin or rotate. Okay, so we got the mounts installed here. Let's see how this thing works. And there you go. Sitting up there like we'd hoped. Now we're going to put the one up for the RVR. Okay guys, so having the RVR seat right here didn't quite work out like I wanted to, so I might actually end up moving the Old Town Sportsman paddle seat right here. The reason is, and I'll cut some B-roll here in a minute, let you see, but the bona fide seats, they have the fabric, and so where the tubing is, it doesn't really allow you a whole lot of room to use one of these types of seat holders. Not a big deal. Me and Brad may look back and see if we can figure out something a little bit different, maybe a little bit more narrow version of this one or something. But I do have some other mounts we'll use kind of get through this project for tonight. But we'll go ahead and put the seat mounts. I had to adjust it. I've already put the first one up here, so we'll go ahead and put the second one and get this other seat put in this spot. And now the Sportsman paddle, it's going to use the 22 millimeter. Hope you guys can see that instead of the 1 inch. So we'll go ahead and put this one up here. And I've already adjusted the first one, so it's in the right spot up here for this here. Hopefully this creepy spider here doesn't bother me. I'm trying to have a seat in my daughter's seat. All right, let's try this again. Perfect. That's nice and secure. Doesn't block the door when you open the door, so I think it'll work well here. Okay guys, like I said, I had some brackets laying around the old yak shack, so we're kind of making do tonight with getting this thing done, and just went and installed these instead. Maybe Brad and I'll come up with something a little bit different, but I'll kind of show you exactly what we got going on here. So with the seats for the bona fides, the material doesn't really give you much of an area here, like the I'll show you up here, the way the Old Towns do. Not a big deal. You know, we'll come up with something different maybe and put that out there for y'all, but just want to kind of give you a quick look at what that looks like installed. Okay, since we got the RVR 119 installed here, we're going to install the one for the Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL for the wife's seat. We'll get this one here mounted up again. This is going to be using the 1 inch. I hope you guys can see that. The 1 inch size. So we'll go ahead and mount this. Already got it kind of marked out where it's going to go. Okay, now that we got this one here installed, we'll go ahead and mark our 19 inches over here. Again, that's just what I found works really well for the Old Towns. Mark that. Take our drill, just like we have before. Make sure our 1 inch is up. And we will pre-drill this one. All right, we're going to throw our last screw in. Go ahead and pre-drill that like always. Okay, now that we got both those installed there, we'll go ahead and put the wife's seat for the Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL up here. And there you go. Like it was made for, right? I'll take you off the tripod and give you an overall view of the whole area. Okay guys, so got you off the tripod here. We'll do a little quick look at everything installed. As you can see here, I've got the Old Town Sportsman 120 paddle seat here on the door for my daughter's kayak. And then this one here is for the Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL. And that's the one I use in my kayak. Down here is an RVR 119 seat. And you can see the red funnel there. I'll let you guys figure that one out on your own. But you know, it's always nice to have a little bit of something to help you relieve yourself a little easier while you're out on the water, especially in some crowded situations. And then here's the one for my wife's Sportsman 120 PDL as well. All in all, I think it turned out pretty well. Again, had to make a few adjustments with the one for the RVR, but me and Brad will drop back and punt and maybe figure something else out. Okay guys, real quick, so it's nothing to do with the video itself other than just me out here organizing, getting ready for the night shoot, and I got inspired. Now again, it has nothing to do with the actual video for tonight, but what I want to show you is this is my wilderness trolley that I use on my kayaks. Well, it's a little bit bulky, kind of takes up some room here in the old yak shack, so I wanted to kind of get it out of the way, get it stored. And I was trying to think, how can I do this in a way that basically will keep it safe, keep it up out of the way. Now guys, you can take these things and break them down. I'm not saying you can't. They do come apart real quick, real easy. So You know, I'm just being lazy. I don't want to have to do this every time I come back. And this right here allows me to store it. Let me show you what I did. So basically I created a set of shelves, if you will, with some 4x4 scrap pieces. And then I took a 2x4 and just notched it out. You can kind of see it here. Pull it out here for you. So I notched it out for the frame to kind of sit in. And so with these two little 2x4 pieces and a couple scrap pieces of OSB to kind of act as stoppers, you drop this shelf in here and bam, little OSB doesn't let it slip off, stores your trolley real easy. So let's put it back on here for you. So again, got the frame sitting here on the 2x4, slip it over onto the wall. There you go. Not a big deal. Real quick. Took me like 10-15 minutes. Just trying to think outside the box. Anyway, just want to share it with you all. So that's it, guys. Just a video tonight I want to put out to hopefully give you guys a way to organize and store your kayak seats and protect them from the elements and the animals out there, whether it be squirrels, cats, rats, whatever want to chew and gnaw, make homes in your seats. If you leave them out there in the weather, this will help you bring it into a garage or maybe even a closet. If you all are in an apartment or anything like that, take some 3M command strip tape, stick it to a wall, get ready to leave, no harm, no foul, peel it off, rock and roll, right? As you guys know, these things are expensive. It's kind of like a boat. You know, when you buy a boat, when you buy a motor, they throw the boat in for free. It's kind of the same deal. These seats can cost you $200, $300, $400. So anything you can do to protect the investment of your kayak, why not do it? I'm sure these things, once Brad gets them on the website, won't be a huge investment, and it'll help protect your seats for years to come. Now, I hope also you like what I did with the old wilderness trolley. Guys, like I mentioned, I'm in this little yak shack, little shed out here in the backyard. I'm trying to optimize every bit of space I've got. That's why I took these seats and put them on the door. That opened my space up. I had them previously on a workbench, and it was eating about 2 foot of my work area. So now I've got more room here in the old yak shack, so that's a big plus. And just like you saw with my old wilderness cart, was trying to get it out of the way. So took a minute to think something up here. 2x4, a couple holes, a couple little mounts. Man, that thing's over there on the wall. It's not going anywhere. It's ready to take off, and we get ready to run to a river or something with the RVR. Just pull it off the wall, ready to go. But anyway, hope you guys liked tonight's video. If you did, do me a favor, hit the old like button. I do try to put out content every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So if you're not subscribed, hit the old subscription button below. Hit the notification button too. It'll let you know when I actually put these videos out. I'm going to try to have this one out tomorrow. This is Wednesday night. I'm a little behind this week. Reason being, the wife and I are getting ready to celebrate 22 years of marriage, guys. 22 years here on the 20th of September. So we're going to get out of town, and just reconnect. And so we're looking forward to that. But anyway, I do thank you all for watching the video tonight. If you liked it enough, share it with your friends and family out there on social media. And as always, guys, get on the water and make some memories.